Every morning is an opportunity to connect with Jesus. Whether you're looking to get started or looking to grow more, DDPC is for you. Join us as we connect with Jesus together.
Hey, welcome to episode number 1238. So happy to have you on today. We are continuing in our series on the book of Acts, and we are in Acts chapter 21. Paul has returned to Jerusalem. The prophetic words that were spoken over him about him being arrested and beaten have come to pass. And he's in it. I mean, he's facing this, and so we've been on this journey for a few days now. This will be the fifth installment of this week and or of this chapter, and I want to share with you some verses out of Acts chapter 21. We're going to look at verses 37 through 40 as we talk about having boldness to speak through the pain. Boldness through the bruising. All right, verse 37. As the soldiers were about to take Paul into the barracks, he asked the commander, "May I say something to you?" "Do you speak Greek?" he replied. "Aren't you the Egyptian who started a revolution and led 4,000 terrorists out into the wilderness some time ago?" Paul answered, "I am a Jew from Tarsus in Cilicia, a citizen of no ordinary city. Please let me speak to the people." After receiving the commander's permission, Paul stood on the steps and motioned to the crowd. And when they were all silent, he said to them in Aramaic. And then we'll wait to hear what he said tomorrow. But basically, what's happening here is Paul has been beaten bad. He's been chained up for his own protection. He's with a Roman guard, and so he's all bound up and bloodied, and he asks this Roman commander for permission to speak to the crowd. And this is crazy. This is the crowd that just beat him. And with composure and authority, he prepares to share his testimony. Guys, I got to tell you, this is a classic case of don't waste your pain. Even if you're in chains, it can be a platform for you to use. Oftentimes, God positions us for the best impact through our hardships. So you've heard the little quips, there's no testimony without a test, right? So that's true. It sounds light, but and it sounds a little overused, but the truth of the matter is, or in the other one is, there's no message without a mess, right? And both of them true. It's out of our messes and it's out of our testing that some of our greatest things come out of, the greatest testimonies. And so God often is positioning us for the greatest impact through your hardships. In other words, your crisis can become your microphone. Your crisis becomes your headline. Your crisis can become the inroad to somebody else's life. It's like a woman who shares her story of surviving abuse at a women's shelter. And because she shared her story with the women in that shelter, though her wounds were fresh, her words bring hope, and then her trial becomes somebody else's survival guide. You see what I'm saying? So your mess or your trial could be somebody else's hope. And so Paul is wounded. I mean, he's beaten up, he's bloodied. And he rises from the battlefield and he shouts directions and instructions to others. And what's interesting is the injuries that were heaped upon him were meant to silence him, but what they actually did was it amplified him. it's kind of like, isn't that the guy that we just beat? Isn't that the guy? And now you want to hear what he has to say, right? Because now he's been given a platform, which he probably wouldn't have received that platform had he not been unjustly beaten. So if you're watching today and you're hurting and you're going through something and you're experiencing some pain, don't just ask God to take it away. Ask Him to use that trial or that mess for somebody else's healing. We have seen this on many occasions as it relates to Jeanette's cancer journey. That was one of the darkest, hardest times of our marriage. Yet out of that, God has opened up so many inroads for Jeanette to be able to speak into other women's lives that maybe she would never have had. It's like a VIP pass to be able to speak to the heart of other women who are facing that or who have loved ones who are going through it. And so find some power in your pain because it's there. Amen. All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for being on today. Again, this is episode 1238. I hope that you have enjoyed this thus far. God bless you, and we'll see you when I get back. All right. Bye-bye.